Welcome to the Supermarket Safari Top Tip Shopping Tour, coming to you from the front room of my house. We could not get into the supermarket, they would not let us take footage, so we are here and I'm going to run through it with you. What I would recommend is that if you can pull out your notes and have a quick read through it while I go through this, it will probably be more helpful for you. Now, we've put together 7 top tips that are going to save you time, it's going to save you money, it's going to make sure you're making the best decisions possible, and best of all, it's just going to take the thought process out of it, okay? So we're here to make this as easy as we can for you. Now, why is it important to have these top tips about the supermarket? Well, essentially, we go there at least once a week, every week. We eat at least 3 times a day, every day. So it's a big part of our lives. It's a big part of being healthy, it's a big part of having an ideal body composition and having lots of energy. So ultimately, food is very important, and as you would have seen in Casey's videos, planning is a really important part, and that's where we're going to start. So the first part is, number 1, have a plan, okay? Now, what is a plan? Essentially, it's having a shopping list, and it's about having a time to go and putting that time in your schedule. So first thing I'll say is shopping list, okay? We've given you a shopping list. Know what you're going to eat throughout the week. Don't just go there random. Second thing, have a plan. Okay, I'm going to go at this time. And one thing I really like is give yourself a time limit, okay? I've got, put a timer on. Give yourself 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is. Get in, get out. Okay, number 2, make sure you're not hungry, your kids aren't hungry, or anyone you're going to the supermarket with isn't hungry. Why? Because if you're hungry, you're probably going to pick some shitty food, okay? Pretty simple. Number 3, once you get to the supermarket, well, actually, one other thing now, make sure you take your bags, otherwise they're going to charge you for a plastic bag or a non-plastic bag. Once you get to the supermarket, we want to think about going around the periphery. Okay, what's the periphery? The periphery is the outside. So imagine you walk into Coles or Woolworths or Aldi, wherever you're going, you head to the right, you got all this fresh fruit and vegetable. That is the place where we want to get most of our food. That's the stuff we want to eat. We look at the perfect plate, half of it, fresh fruit and veggies. Alright, awesome. We've got heaps of different colours. Look for specials. Look for what's on sale. Look for what's in season. Pick up what you can there. We head down. We get down the periphery. Okay, cool. We got the butcher. We got the meat section. Let's pick up what we want from there. Then we go around the back of the periphery. Maybe there's some dairy, a little bit of yogurt or some cheese, maybe some egg whites. All these things are awesome. Get down the other end. Okay, we're starting to get some frozen vegetables, which we're coming to later. Maybe some frozen fruit, maybe some frozen produce that's going to help with you. We come out the front, we pay, and we're out. How easy is that? So most of our time wants to be spent on the periphery. Now, we're obviously probably not going to do that all the time because you need to get some stuff down the middle. But don't get sidetracked by all the stuff down the middle. Okay, the stuff down the middle comes in a packet. We want you to eat stuff that's not in a packet as much as possible. Okay? Shop at the periphery. Go down the middle. Get your oats, get your rice, get your whatever it is you need. Get your tins of tuna, get your eggs. Get your toilet paper and toothbrushes, but don't go there and pick your lollies and all that kind of rubbish. Okay, supermarket tactics. So a few things that the supermarkets will do. Number 1 is the lighting. Okay, you may not have noticed this, but the lighting in the lolly section is brighter. It will attract you there and it makes everything look a little bit better than it actually is. Okay. Number 2 is the shelf positioning. So think, what are you going to look more at? Something that's down the bottom or something that's at eye height? Okay, so the products they want you to buy are going to be at eye height. Now think the same for your kids, okay? A lot of the kids' products will be a little bit lower. Why is that? Because it's eye height for the kids, okay? So that's why we don't take our kids shopping hungry, or we just don't take them shopping at all, or we teach them these things as we go. The third part is the sale stickers, okay? They're not black and white. They're big and bright. They're red, or they're yellow, or they're pretty much red and yellow. They're going to get your attention, and they're going to want to try and get you to make that impulse buy, okay? The other thing that you want to look at in terms of products within the supermarket is looking at the cost, but the cost per amount. So you might be able to buy bacon, for example, in the butcher. That's $15 a kilo, but if you buy it in a pack, it's $25 a kilo. Now you'll be able to see these amounts, and you'll save a lot of money just from looking at those things. Even the same product will be totally different, have totally different price points depending on the size of the package. Now, bigger is not always cheaper. Trust me on this. Oftentimes, we get thinking that bigger is cheaper, but make sure you double check because the supermarket is trying to make more money. Okay? Food labels. Now, we've given you an awesome little food label handout to read there. The main things I want you to look for are, make sure you're looking at either the per 100 grams or per serve, and you're understanding what a serve is. Okay? Are you eating one serve? Are you eating two serves? Are you eating 3.5 serves? Looking at the total calories of the product, the proteins, the fats, the carbs. Now, generally, in these packaged products, it's going to be more carb or fat orientated. Okay, so you'll see at the bottom of that document, we've given you a few little recommendations for what you are looking for in terms of ideal numbers. So you want to keep your fats and your sugars quite low. Just make sure you get a grasp of reading these food labels. Okay, if you got any questions, that's what we're here for. Food labels goes into product marketing. Okay, so I'll just check my notes here behind me. But product marketing essentially is fat-free, it's sugar-free, it's cholesterol-free, it's all these buzzwords, it's organic. What does organic even mean? Okay? I don't know. Is it healthy? What's healthy even mean? So we have to be careful to not get caught in these so-called key words that we don't actually know what they are. Okay? What does a protein ball mean? You know, we went to a restaurant that was serving protein balls and asked them what type of protein they used, and they said, we don't use any protein. It's got natural protein from one of the ingredients. Doesn't mean it's actually got protein in it. So be careful for the marketing, okay? A lot of products will use like cholesterol-free for products that actually don't even have cholesterol. They'll use light. Oils are a prime example of this. Like a light olive oil is not based on calories, it's based on the colour, or based on the flavour, or based on the aroma. So be very, very careful that these words are not necessarily based around health, they're just based around real world context. Also, I want you to think that in the supermarket, where are these specials going to be? So when you're waiting at the checkout or you're going to scan through, there's lollies that are cheap. At the end of the aisle, there's everything that's on sale. Most of these products aren't the things we want you to eat the most of, okay? You know, reading a food label is going to come very, very handy when you go to having your treats. So I know that a paddle pop, chocolate paddle pop, bang, one of my favourites, 78 calories, okay? Case loves a crumpet, that's under 100 calories. So our guidelines there, keep it under 100 calories, we know how to find that out per serve. Last thing, frozen goods. Frozen veggies will be your absolute best friend, okay? If you're a little bit lazy like me, or you've got times where you just want to keep it simple, frozen veg. You know, even some frozen meat, some frozen fish, fantastic. And also frozen fruit, okay? Berries are going to be a really, really key ingredient in your smoothies, so make sure you get on top of that. Now, look, hopefully I've answered, I've given you enough information here today. If you have any further questions, you know where to find Case or myself. Reach out, we're always here to help. And remember, go to the supermarket when you're not hungry.